Welcome to this week's Q&A. We've got a question from a younger viewer of ours in Sydney today, and it's a really pertinent question given what's happening in terms of bond markets around the world. And his question was, should I be switching my super into bonds? Now, there are a lot of things you have to consider when you look at something like this, and I think the answer is really important for a lot of people because especially if you're in younger age bracket, early 30s, you have a long time to go to invest the assets within your super fund. And generally speaking, the actual quantum of the fund is also relatively small because you haven't been contributing to that for too long. So what I said was, look, you've got to think about a lot of things, and the reason, of course, that people might be thinking about this at the moment is that, as we're sitting here today, the Australian 10-year government bond is almost 5%. So that's the yield on that, the coupon on that bond, which is kind of a risk-free rate of return, if you like, or that's what people view it as. So given the risk around equity exposures at the moment, it's a reasonable thing to ask, should I switch my super to bonds? However, as I pointed out, it's really important to consider a lot of other factors, especially if you're younger. You shouldn't be looking at your superannuation fund as a sort of online trading platform. In other words, don't treat it like a casino. Be sensible about it, be conservative if you like, and don't play around with things because you've got far greater chance of creating a negative outcome than a positive outcome through doing that. So we in our growth and balanced portfolios have over the last number of years been heavily underweight bonds, fixed income, especially duration. As our clients will all know, I can't see any sense in buying bonds that are paying a negative yield or thereafter a very small yield when that's not really a great investment, given that there is still some inflation in the system and you're probably losing money, or you are losing money on an annual basis. However, over the last couple of months we have been returning to a more neutral weighting on fixed income and on duration, and I think that gives a good countermeasure to equity exposures within those portfolios. But it's also important to recognise that it's not simple to achieve the outcomes that you might want. So with government bonds, 10-year government bonds now paying 5% or thereabouts, you'd think that's a pretty good way to get a secure type of yield and give myself some protection on the equity exposure. But a lot of the ability to do so is via managed funds or ETFs, and if you actually look at the underlying investments of those funds or ETFs, you'll find that many of them are still burdened with containing a large number or a great percentage weighting allocation to bonds that are paying 1.25% or 1.5%. So you're not actually getting the outcome that you're searching for. And look, to put all this in perspective, I guess it's really important to look at one's personal financial situation in any of these matters. So this is just general information, but if you find it of interest, then please subscribe to our YouTube channel and click like. And if you have any questions yourselves, don't hesitate to reach out. We'll have somebody contact you, email you, or call you and see if we can't assist you with your own particular set of circumstances. I'm Andrew Unterweger, and I'll see you at next week's Q&A.